Welcome back. Continuing on in our success series, the most important thing that I got from a rich person was not some profound advice. It wasn't some secret trading tip, some secret investment tip, some secret way to make money, some secret way to make your money grow really fast. No, the most important thing I ever got from a rich person was a no. I went to this person. It was quite a drive. It was like a 4-hour drive to get there, to meet this person, to pitch an idea. It wasn't my thing. I was just kind of a middleman to try to, make it happen, try to put this person together with this person and get a big commission from it. And I went to pitch this idea. I had a conference call with some people overseas who had this thing that we're going to make it happen. And you're all going to get rich off of it. And it's the greatest idea in the world. And everybody, this is like a typical thing. And he didn't go for it. And I'm glad he didn't, because whatever it was never happened. That's how these people get rich or wealthy or successful. They have the ability to see ahead. They have like a sense if it's going to happen or not. Not always, but they do. The more you do it, the more of a sense you get. No matter how great it sounds on paper, no how much you're convinced it's the greatest thing, they can see beyond that. Okay, so that didn't happen. What he didn't know was that I pretty much, every penny I had, I put towards driving to this person to pitch this idea. I had nothing left. I barely had enough money left. I was worried I wasn't going to make it back because I didn't even have enough money for gas in my car to make it back to where I was. I was at the end. I was at the very end. And I was devastated. Like, what's my girlfriend going to think? I feel so bad. I feel so low. Like, this is the bottom of everything. I tried everything I had. This is the end. There's nothing left. And so it got to the point from asking for millions down to, is there anything you can give me because I can't make it back, or something like that. And I said, I'll give you money to make it back to your place. But the bottom line was, he did not give me money to help my personal situation. And I know that people get angry, and there's some thumbs down to some of the stuff that I've done and said in the past. People want help. They want handouts. And I've explained this already. You got to learn to do it on your own. It's hard. It's one of the toughest things in life to learn how to make it on your own. Because if you learn to depend on other people for handouts to make it, and everybody feels like their situation is unique and different. Well, if you give me a little bit, I can make it. I know I can. It's no different than me going to this person saying, I've got the greatest thing in the world. I know this is going to make us all rich. You got to give me the money. You got to make this happen. I know it. I can feel it. This is it. No, there is no guarantee that's going to make it. So asking for handouts from anybody, sure, I was asking for a handout if you think about it originally. Even if it was a big one and everything, it was still a handout because I wasn't making this product. It wasn't my thing. I was just a middleman trying to put this person together with this person, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't my thing. I was asking him for money and he said no. And it was the greatest thing ever for me because I hit rock bottom. And I had to go back and I had to reassess my life. I had to start over from scratch, and I had to think, well, I guess I can't wait. I can't depend on other people anymore. I got to make it on my own somehow. I got to make it on my own. But how? And it took some years to figure it out. It's not an instant thing. Like some people get it right away. Not always. Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes it takes decades. It took me over 40 years to figure out how to make it. And I ultimately, because he said no, it forced me to think of things and look at life in a way where I couldn't depend on others anymore. I had to make it on my own. And that's where my life really started. The moment I stopped depending on other people, the moment I stopped asking for things from other people, and I've had to figure out a way to scratch it out on my own, starting from tiny little things and working my way up to bigger things. That's when things started to happen. And I had to have something of value. It had to be something that helped other people. It had to be a good thing. I had to be not be in it for money or profit, although that's a side effect, but that's not why you get into it. You have to do it because it's something you're good at, you love doing, and there is a payoff at some point. But yeah, even when you're desperate, You don't do things because you're desperate. The more, and I know it's the hardest thing in the world when you're desperate, you do desperate things, but the more you do something from your heart, even when you're bad off, if you find a way to help someone else, if you find a way to do something good, somehow life, the universe, God will give you something good back. Somehow. It might be the smallest little breadcrumb, just enough to make it, to keep you alive for another day. And you might go, it's just a breadcrumb. Life sucks. Well, that's maybe what you needed to make it to the next day. Because if you were given, I said this before, if you're given $1 million, you're not going to appreciate, you're not going to learn, you're not going to figure out the way to do something that works on your own. You have to learn it the hard way. And that's a secret of success. It's one of the biggest. You cannot go ask other people for help. I know that's a hard one and people are going to hate it. There's going to be some thumbs down for this, but the point is, the minute you learn to not depend on anyone else for anything, and you learn to do it on your own, even if it's just the tiniest little thing, and you got to start small and work your way big. But the best thing that I ever got from a rich person was a no. Because that's what forced me to make it on my own. That's what forced me to find who I was, to dig deep inside my soul, to really figure out why I was here. Because you don't go there until you're forced to. Most people, they try to find a quick fix. They try to find for anything. With food, they want a quick, instant gratification. Just give me the sugar, give me the bread, give me the pasta, give me the junk food. You know, the same thing with money. Give me some quick thing to make money so I can make it till tomorrow, so I can pay my mortgage, I can pay my rent, blah, blah, blah. You got it. Clear the clutter out and start from the simple truth of something basic and simple that works, and work your way up. I've explained this in the first 14 videos of success. I'm not going to repeat them. The point is, the greatest thing that was ever done to me was a refusal. It was a no. And you can hear this over and over from people who, some of the greatest projects in the world were told no many times over, like Star Wars. This is the stupidest idea in the world. Everybody thought it was like ridiculous. All these people who had great ideas were told no 10 times over, 20 times over, until they figured out a way to do it on my own. That's how I got the funding for my movie. $2.5 million I got from when I got tired of waiting for other people to come through for me to make my money. I wrote about it in my book, Dream Chaser, how I got $2.5 million to make my own movie. And it didn't happen until I stopped waiting for other people to come through for me, and I did it on my own. Now, that doesn't mean other people are not going to come through for you, but there's a different energy when you're able to do it on your own, or at least you committed to do it on your own. It's in your energy field that I'm going to do it no matter what. They sense that. The moment you have I'm going to do it on my own, and you convince yourself that you can, or somehow, well, even if you don't know the way, that you have convinced yourself, that's it, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to find a way to do it on my own. The minute you do that, everything changes. Energy about you changes. People sense that difference, and they'll want to join you and help you and give you help at that point. But they don't come to you and give you that stuff until you have that inner change in yourself. Anyway, so don't think that no is a bad thing. Don't think that refusals and turn downs and rejections are a bad thing. They make you stronger. They make you look at things and consider things that you would not have if you weren't given that no. If everything was just smooth and great and yes, and here's the money all the way, you wouldn't grow. You wouldn't find better ways of doing things. You wouldn't be forced to find something new that hasn't been done before. That's progress. Most people that are successful in life, they've done something that never has been done before. And the way they did that was they were forced to. They had to find a way to make something work because nothing else was working for them. Think about that. That's your success lesson for today. Stay tuned for the next one. I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe. See you then.